Oh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kind of failed on that part.
All right, and we definitely have a quorum because we have everybody.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, before we get started, I'd like to call for other business items. Do any of you guys have any business items you guys would like to talk about that is not on the agenda?
It's not stuff.
All right. We need to approve the consent agenda. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Board reports. Does anybody have anything that they want to report?
I was just doing a little bit of looking on, seeing planting trees, because I know that the city has taken, like, helped people take trees down around their house. And it looks like what we would need to do is kind of take a what is it? You need a baseline, what you have, to see what you have to work with. What is that called? Survey.
Oh, survey.
Survey, of trees that you have already. Cause that's what they want to see. Anyway, so. Before you get anything, we have to have something like that. Anyway, so. I'm happy to do something like that. Because I do know trees. And I do, I mean, I would need to know exactly where, I guess we do have a city map, exactly the city map. But, it's gonna take a while, but we've got a while, right? But I think it's a good idea to get started on that sooner rather than later, because, as more people move in, I think we will need to be planting trees, not having, no place for that water to just people as roofs are built. Thanks. My 2 cents.
Okay, now we have something to look into. Awesome. All right. Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking of, okay, was cleaning up the pocket park a little bit. And it's got a little bit of moss and a little bit of weeds and stuff like that.
Which pocket park?
Oh, in the Steamboat Alley. A little bit of cleanup on Steamboat Alley. And then I had a question, this was years ago, and I got kicked to the side because that happened a lot. I'm sure it'll happen again too, but whatever. I'll ask this question again. Is as years go on, the boat launch, which is park, will have erosion on that edge where the water comes down. You know? And so we don't have a plan for that. And I think we need to have a plan for that. It needs to either be written or it needs to, somehow we need to have that figured out.
There's also another problem with the boat launch. There's a tree that has that plant growing on it that's killing it.
Oh, ivy.
Ivy, okay.
Yeah, so the tree's gonna fall into the water.
Yeah, so ivy is.
Yeah, English ivy.
English ivy.
It's wrapped around pretty tightly around that tree.
Yeah.
and eventually it'll die and you have to get cut down just.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times you can cut the ivy at the base and that'll just kill the ivy itself altogether and it'll
Yeah.
stop growing. But,
We need to try to do something
yeah,
for sure.
definitely. So attention at the boat launch, attention at the boat launch. That was something because every year kind of gets scooped out under that spot a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
riprap and I know we'll probably have to talk to the Department of Fish and Wildlife because it is in the river itself. So that might be delicate there, but
That would be a public works thing, right?
Definitely.
I'm not-
So they may have guidance on.
they might have guidance on what to do, but ultimately I think they will find out. I
So-
think
well-
it's probably gonna be,
Boat
the
launch,
most guidance is
erosion.
gonna be coming from the very top.
So I had a tree guy down last week. Are you talking about that big tree next right next to the little platform thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, that's an issue. It's not a matter of when it's coming down, or if it's coming down, it's a matter of when it's coming down and it's gonna rip out that platform.
Yeah.
And so I had a guy out last week. Because it's on the shoreline, I have to find out if we can fall it into the river and pull it out. I'm assuming we can't just fall it into the river and let it go.
Yeah.
So there's that one, so there's the one that's getting eaten by the beaver. Then there's one, yeah, there's one that's fine, and then there's two more. And both of those, the two ones next to that little platform need to come out.
Yeah,
And then I did talk to the emergency management people today too, and they said, I know like last year after that big storm, we had a bunch of like sewer backups and trees down and stuff. Well, there's a process, and I know that I passed it off to Sherry and she just didn't get it back to me, but there's money that we would basically get to pay for stuff like that.
yeah,
So if for some reason it would happen tomorrow and it was declared an emergency or a storm or whatever by the president, then we would get money for it. Obviously, we don't wanna wait.
Yeah.
You know, but, so I'm working on that, I guess that's a roundabout way to.
But do
So
we,
I have to find out if there's permits that are gonna be involved. And
yes.
I'm
Exactly,
assuming they're not
that's the
gonna
thing, that
be.
there would need to be permits involved, it is the highest, you basically are the one that's gonna have to, be dealing with.
And I am, so it's fish
Exactly,
and,
that's
it's
what I was
fish
trying
and
to find.
wildlife,
Yeah.
it's fish and wildlife, and then it's Department of Ecology.
Yeah.
That I have to deal with, the guy was out, we noticed the issue on Friday. Just this last week.
Yeah.
So the guy came out. Last week, we noticed it Wednesday, the guy came out Friday, so I just have to this week start making a million phone calls to see. What fund permits I need, and hopefully we can fall it in the river and then just pull it out. If we can't fall it into the river, we're gonna need to get like a crane and it's gonna be.
a lot more expensive, yeah.
Yeah, especially since we're going into storm season.
For next.
Yeah,
But
let's,
the good news is if it's a big storm and it does get pulled out in the meantime, that we should get. Okay, cause it's gonna pull that.
Yeah, and that platform is used by a lot of people, and that part is really important.
Yeah.
so do we wanna put a pin in it till next meeting till we get more information?
That'll
Do you know
be,
what you
that's yeah, that's not really a park issue,
Okay.
that's more like a.
Public Works, you.
We issue, get it
Okay.
done, yeah, but definitely always bring that stuff up because we don't always. We don't always notice it.
Okay,
Beaver issue, that's the first time we ever heard about it.
I didn't know it.
Beaver.
Yeah, but I saw one the other day.
I'm gonna have to go back there. It's been.
Yeah, go look, it's the tree right next to the boat launch, it's completely like half chewed up, it's so funny, I'm like.
It's nice to know that's such a healthy.
Yeah, okay.
I've taken so many pictures of that boat launch over the years.
Probably trying to get all this pond again, and they took down about 30 trees in a couple of weeks.
They're busy.
have
Yeah.
launch thing, talk about.
Yes.
Should have trapped the beaver before he falls again.
Well, then it might, sounds like problem solved.
Nature.
Yeah.
Nature's-
But nature handles its own.
Yeah.
Rachel, do we still have any kind of an agreement with, I know they're not called this city longer, Tacoma City Light, whatever they call themselves now, but that's how we got the boat launch, that's how we got the gazebo, that's how we got all that stuff. And
The gazebo was from the Cowlitz tribe, I thought. I just pulled paperwork out on the gazebo the other day, so I can look.
I
Yeah,
thought it was Commerce.
yeah,
No,
but,
not the gazebo.
but there's a mitigation, thing with, when they built the dams. It was something that Toledo used to get, $1,000 every year.
Maintain.
Yeah, something, I don't know, look into that, there's
Okay.
something there's some money to be got, because I know there's a whole lot of stuff that the city did there. And it had to do with this Tacoma dams.
Okay, I'll look, because I did just pull up, I'm going through all the record stuff and I pulled something on the gazebo, so.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right.
One other thing on the Steamboat Alley, we have pulled the mini library out, and it's over at the library out on the.
Oh, I saw that update.
And we also, I pulled out the mini art gallery and put it at the front of the Steamboat Landing. Because it had been in the alley, and we moved it because we're waiting for Jeff Philbrook to repair his brick wall. Well, he hasn't got around to doing that yet, and so we said, well, let's just put them in new locations, and so they are. As far as the alley, like Emily said, there's some maintenance, there's some.
Just light maintenance, I don't think it's anything that, you know.
I did it
Here,
for
just-
the-
yeah,
the
just-
vehicle, that seemed to take,
Yeah.
It's not really my,
So that's a right of way, correct?
that is
It's,
a vacated alley.
Yeah, it's a vacated
and
alley.
Therefore, it's a.
City.
park.
Okay,
Well, isn't that what Sherry was trying to get designated as an actual park? It's considered the right of way right now. And we have to get approval from both
so Mike would
owners.
know better if it was already dedicated, Mike, I would think Mike would know,
I thought it was done deal, but
okay, maybe not. then.
According, I don't know, I could be thinking of something else, because I remember Sherry asking that a long time ago, and it's just one of those things, it's just pending right now.
I have,
Yeah, I could be thinking of something else, though.
so yeah, no, you're correct, so she was talking about wanting to get it as a designated park, and then also, I know Kyle had brought up the fact that it has a like drive-in area to it from the street, getting it an actual curb there so we could add another parking spot.
Yeah.
Since people shouldn't be driving back there, I don't know what it's called, but you know, like where you go to pull in the driveway.
you
Yeah.
guys took care of that for the first time, because I've been asking for years to not paint that street there. That's because they painted it yellow so that it was like no parking, because this is the way you get into the alley. No, it doesn't get into the alley. So now it's a parking spot because they stopped painting it. But yes, there's no curb there. You know.
I always thought that would be a good spot to put some trees and some
Yeah, exactly.
beautification right there.
Well, we can
like
bring
lots
that
of
back
the other
up.
Cities.
Yeah.
This planting trees will cool the city down a long way.
Okay, Steve.
It's all right.
It's such a cool city, people wanna move there,
But
it's so cool.
Cindy Philbrook's husband, I can never remember him. Jeff, he told me, we were out there, and I was talking to him about putting the sign back up in the alley. And there's a huge, what, the gas meter thing,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not hooked up.
Oh,
He said you could take it out.
Yeah.
So he said, you look, it's not connected. I said, well, do we take it, that city take it out, or do we have the natural gas people come out and take it out?
So my notes for the Steamboat Alleys is I just talked to Michelle over in Applevine, so all sidewalks are business owners' responsibility, which kind of goes into the Steamboat Alley, it says, Sarah, including you in this, since Sherry had the request about the sidewalk in front of the Steamboat Alley. We need to get actual data on who owns it, and then we can move forward. I believe we own it, so we'd be able to get quotes, and that has to do with what Kyle was requesting, and then also turning it into a park, or maybe it's already been dedicated as a park. It could be back in those files back there too. So.
Well, I made a note, I will pull that back up and reactivate that, and I can bring notes to the next meeting.
well, that alley, that was an alley that went through this. If you Well, before we painted it, when you looked at the walls, there was scraping walls from the delivery trucks.
Oh, that's funny.
It was only 10 feet wide. Scraped the mirrors on it. But after the big fire, of course, that all was taken apart. And then we came up with it was gonna originally be the hop alley, reflecting that we have hops here once. And I was gonna connect with the pub, the tap house, what they call it, St. Helens Tap House, Henry's Place. At one time it was a young couple that were running it. And so we're gonna connect the alley with the pub. But that didn't happen. But that alley is city alley, of course, and I know where you come in off of Augustus, it's got some issues there, because I drive it occasionally. But they have a coffee thing, and they're beating up that alley. It's got big pots and everything. And I don't know who's. I would think that is the responsibility of the city, but the business is the one that's using it, and so does the bank. That because the people park there in the parking lot.
I
So
wonder if there was some kind of agreement then, because there is those signs up there that says Ford Bank parking,
yeah,
but that's technically in the alley, correct?
no, the alley is the alley.
Just literally the alley, okay.
Just the alley, 10 feet wide, yeah.
Okay,
My property goes right against it, and then on the other side is the realtor.
okay.
Go back, so.
We'll dig into it tomorrow, see what, we can try to look through the files and see what we
I
can
think
find.
it was vacated too, is exactly what he says. It was not wide enough even to get an emergency vehicle down there.
Right.
And they thought
Yeah.
somebody was gonna get stuck.
And the other thing is when the fire was there, they drove, I think they drove through there with their trucks and they crushed the pipe underneath wooden pipes and stuff, and so that whole thing is
An operable mess.
yeah, you don't go in there, it's you stay out of there.
Okay,
Like the garage here. just
We did
blocked
have a
off.
baluster we put up, remember, there was that
Mhm.
yellow post. thing in
There was, yeah.
But that was before we developed the alley into a park.
Well, I think that was the main idea why it became a park, was because it was.
Yeah.
Useful.
Yeah, it uses an alley.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move us along a
Okay,
little
I-
bit. As much as I love the history, I love history and everything, but we will never leave here because I will be asking questions.
True, right?
So I do have to report that our park host has
We're
resigned.
just. gonna-
We have no more park host. So we will have to hire a new one. We are
just in case.
we'll float down to that section down there.
All right then.
Yeah,
Was there a reason for quitting?
so,
the park host.
I think it's too much work, he didn't realize
How much?
well, and he's got some stuff, medical stuff, I think. He said that there's people vandalizing the park and he can't keep up with it.
Okay.
Okay.
So he is gone.
They'll be gone October 31st, so. He's gonna stay, I think they mowed last week. I will take care of the park on our end as far as maintenance goes until next season, but we can talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get down to
I've
that.
got some recommendations on that and. you guys can look at that.
All right, there is no public hearing today. Public comment on agenda items.
You're the public.
You're the only.
You're the
one
public.
we've got. Get up here.
If you'd like to talk about anything on our list.
Really glad that came up about the trees, because I have trees that I've been growing for the park. And so I need to get them. My husband does not want to babysit them over the winter. So, and I went 3 times and I couldn't find the park host there.
Oh,
So,
no.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe we could get the Leos, if they're, they're small, they're stars,
Are they in the pot?
yeah, they're in a pot and everything.
What kind of trees are they?
All variety, firs, cedars, big leaf maples, lacy leaf maples, a poplar.
Oh.
So I was thinking maybe the park host could tell us where's the best spot to put them, but I do know that all the ones that were along where the kids between that and the road that goes and wraps around to the baseball field, that had trees on it. Because I used to drive my kids there, this kindergarten along there, and there were always trees, and we lost every one of them that were along.
Yeah, so there
But
must be trees downtown, just saying.
My other question for trees, are they have to be a specific type of tree?
Well, we don't seem to have, we just have a multi that's in there, so.
Before you guys go planting trees, you're gonna wanna review the comp
Yeah,
plan, because
totally.
there's a couple trees that once you plant them, you cannot cut them down. I think it's the Oregon. Fir pine.
It's the Oregon, oak,
There you go.
yeah. it's
So
the
yeah,
oak.
and it's like for every one that you cut down, you have to plant 40 more.
Mm.
So, and
Yeah.
here we have,
None of
like,
those.
we have some here.
Right,
Yeah, in the city as well.
yeah, so just before you guys plant anything, make sure it goes through planning
And
commissions.
several in downtown, and we'll dedicate them to.
Never being cut down.
I wanna see some oaks
To your
in this
son.
town,
Right.
saying
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
some oak trees. Be cool.
So I think that's a wonderful idea. We need to definitely figure out where we're gonna plant them. The best planting time is in the winter. So all the roots are dormant and they'll.
Yeah.
But if I'm just not jack. What is it, the jackhammer?
Put together a proposal of the type of trees and then send it in there, send it to planning and then planning and send it to. But because there's all the weird ecology. stuff going
Absolutely,
on.
yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
alrighty. Well, I'll talk him into putting them in the greenhouse. then. For the
Yeah,
time
for the
being.
time being, it's just, yeah, I think that's,
Yeah.
thank you so much for doing that. Joe.
Yes, thank you.
I wanna do some oak starts too, cause that.
Well, we have to have a certain kind of oak.
Oh, that's.
You need her contact info.
I need her contact info.
All right. Let's talk about internet at the park.
Well, did you find something out?
So we got an email back.
It's the internet that
Right.
keeps in its tail.
So I finally got a hold of someone that was actually quite helpful. The email is attached. I would like to note that there's a comment about if we want to move from where the trailer is located. So there's confusion because the park host was also calling and she thought that they were wanting it with them and like there's a whole thing. So that's not the case. So they can do a guest setup. So what is expected is if this is what you guys like, we will move forward, we will get the application completed. And they'll come in and do whatever work they need to do. The estimated prices is listed, so they're thinking it'll be about $165 to get it set up. And then it would be the guests can log in and have Wi-Fi access, but then we also have the secured access for, I guess now, when we get another park host.
That's $165 a month or for the connection?
Excuse me. That would be 165 for the connection.
And then there is some work that needs to be done
Mhm.
beforehand. We would need to trench.
That's what they're looking at.
And we haven't heard back on that yet, right? Yeah.
No, because they want to know if this is what we want to do first. So if this is a go, then I can move forward and we can get a more
Okay.
accurate quote.
Monthly in the application.
I didn't put the application in here. I think it is, yeah. If I remember correctly, it was under $100 to add it for monthly.
Okay.
So then, when people come to stay, how they. How do they get their internet?
They would basically get a code, so
Right,
they're not.
and they get their
Yeah.
email reservation, like the Wi-Fi code is blah, blah, blah. It's something we would have to change probably quarterly.
Mhm.
As long as there's not like, we're not paying per gigabyte or whatever it is. I think it would be fine, even if people are going there to use the Wi-Fi, but we have to also think if we're gonna shut down the park yearly, we're gonna be doing those months, but
It's probably,
I-
yeah, definitely, it's a low cost for high quality internet.
Yeah, so do we want to vote on having internet at the park? Okay, so all in favor of having internet at the park
Hi.
and all opposed? Right, motion carries. Internet at the park.
the third is nail down all those.
Pursue it, you know.
By the end of October, so I can get it in the budget.
All right. All right, so our next section is board member event attendance. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Toledo, Washington, affirming expectations for Park Board member participation in events organized or sponsored by Park Board. In summary, basically, the paper that you will have will say this resolution establishes that all members of the City of Toledo Park Board are expected to participate in events organized or sponsored by the board, either through frontline or back end support. So you don't have to be up front with people, but we'll have a list of different jobs to do if you don't want to be involved with people, just so that we're all coming together and doing the work and nobody's being shouldered with all of the work. So it's more of an even thing for everybody. If you guys want to look over the paper.
Or is this a city council
It's
proposal?
so
It'll go to
yeah.
council.
So why are we even looking at it there, the city council?
It's for us, but it's because city council doesn't have events. We have the events. It's basically just saying that if we sponsor an event, we just have to be able to help with it on the day of helping with
Has
it.
there been a problem in the past, it's three of us in the room?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure in prior years if there was an issue. It's just more of an expectation of it than anything. Just to make sure that we have all of our I's dotted and T's crossed and we're getting, because if we have volunteers do work and then we're not there to do work, then it's gonna make other people not want to do the work.
Well, we've never had anything like this in the past, that, I don't know. It's necessary.
That's,
If this is something you.
I agree with it, but I don't think it's necessary.
it's not a you have to, it's just more of an expectation of, so moral compass-ish. So, all in favor of having this go to city council to be voted on?
I don't think it's necessary. No, I'd say nay. I mean, I have a very straight moral compass, and I think I have, the reason I feel like this might be here because of what I said last time I was here.
It's not completely based on you.
Okay, well, no, definitely, I know, but like, and I think that, some people might be able to like shine in one area and not shine in another area.
Yeah, as long as everyone's showing up, that's really, what I care about is to make sure we're all working together.
But to like have somebody have to sign something in order to like do something else, I think is,
We could table this and see if it ever becomes an issue, just as long as we have it like on here, that we talked about it and we talked about, that we're expected to be there, as it isn't an issue yet.
I think we're already giving our time so much. That to, sign yet another piece of paper is.
I think you should officially either accept it or reject it, so city council knows. That we
It hasn't
that.
even gotten in front of the council,
Oh.
they're not even aware of it yet.
Yeah, they won't know about it unless we vote to give it to them.
Who drew this up? You?
I didn't draw this up, but it was definitely my idea to make it so that
Did
it,
the mayor draw it up?
No, we wrote it up on Elizabeth's, recommendation.
And we already voted in front of, or.
Yeah, and you guys are gonna be expected to sign that, I think it's more just like Elizabeth saying, it's just an expectation, nobody would have to sign anything, and it's not saying you have to be there. It's just like, and I don't think it's because of you, Emily, there was some issues before. when it was-
Okay, no, just-
Yeah.
Like, and I know that it wasn't me, but I just, like, for the last, like, 4 days after that, I was like, God, I sense that was just sticking my foot in my mouth.
No, and it,
Like-
because when she took over, there was a lot of people that were doing stuff that it just, she was trying to juggle the whole everybody thing. And I know Cindy
Yeah.
kind of handled it because I wasn't on my feet for a while.
Yeah.
And then it was, I don't go to the event for certain reasons, obviously. And so I think we just want to make sure that if we're gonna plan events, she doesn't want to be dumped with.
I don't-
you know,
I
All the
absolutely,
work.
I think that would be fine for like the people that are kind of, you know, in the lower echelons, but for the higher echelons, maybe not so much.
What do you mean?
Like us, you know, like, yes,
In the higher.
yes,
level.
no, we're not, we're not the lower.
So we don't really have any other volunteers to, that's the only thing, like the Esther Boardwalk. And I'm just using that as an example, and I don't side with this one way or the other at all. I see completely both sides of it. But it took a lot of volunteers to do the Esther Boardwalk, and if like, let's say, not that you guys put in, but let's say none of you guys came and it was only Elizabeth and Sarah there,
Oh, sure.
there's no other volunteers.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think that's
fair.
Elizabeth's.
I mean,
concern.
that's
I
what happens,
guess.
that's what happens to, Tuesdays too. I mean, you would be
Yeah.
surprised at how few people show up to actually do the work.
Isn't this in a way, us trying to hold ourselves accountable
Yes,
for
it is.
responsibility of what is expected of us?
Yeah, because when I
So
joined
much of that anyway, like
Well,
that's already part of what we
and
already.
previous members signed papers saying, you know, we're on park board, we're doing this. And then when I joined, we had a few members who didn't show up for multiple meetings. And we had members who didn't show up and then they just ended up quitting. I want to prevent that from happening. I want to make it so that if we're all on the board and these people were still on the board, but just not doing anything. I don't want that to happen again. That the reason I bring this to the table is because there is previous people who have done this, and I just don't want that to be a thing.
We, I'd say, well, it's probably before COVID, but when, Devin and Jill, left the city, they had been the ones who had put the, walk in the park together, basically along with the boardies. And so there we were sitting, one spring, I think it was about 2019, we met at the park and we were sitting there and going, who's gonna run this thing? You know, how's this gonna happen if they're gone and the new people don't know how it works? And so we kind of came to a ladies and gentlemen agreement that, well, why don't we, as a park board, take it over and to make sure it continues? And we all agreed on that, and that was it, but it's so. No formal.
And this isn't something that you'd be signing.
Why the
anyways.
park board is even involved in the walk in the park.
Yeah.
Just because of that, because those two girls ran the whole thing. Where'd you get the shirts from?
It's a lot of work for two people to do, for sure.
Yeah, and just so you guys all know, too, you guys are volunteers, we appreciate what you do, we don't wanna diminish, like, oh, you're not showing up at events, like, by any means, it's, the city wouldn't run without planning and park board and all that stuff, so we can't, as a city, because they're not paid employees, we can't tell you you have to be there either, it's more just expected, so I think that you guys can probably vote on it, and then if you guys don't want it, that's fine, we table it. But the expectations
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we could table it until if it does become a problem, if there is a problem in the future, we could bring it up. I just really hope that it doesn't happen the way that it happened before. All right, so do we want to? What are your guys's vote to table it or vote to pass it, or what do you guys want to do?
I feel right now we should table it until we all kind of come to an understanding, be on the same page.
And when you're making that a motion,
Uh,
I motion to.
You move,
the
just make a motion. to
motion to table it.
second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Because that kind of leads into the next phase. Hopefully.
A couple down.
All right, so our next section is talking about closing the park or bathrooms for winter. We're gonna discuss that. So basically, we're not gonna have park hosts there after October. So if we were to have people out there camping, we have nobody to monitor anything. Also, our bathrooms are still not ADA compliant, which is a liability because kids are getting locked in there and not able to get out. I think that we should close the park and the bathrooms for the winter until we can get them repaired.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Why isn't the park closed during the winter anyway?
Was it closed last year? I don't think.
No.
And maybe not the year before either.
The year before, I know it was open, it was,
And we closed it almost every single year before, but maybe not the last year, I don't know, but.
Yeah, and the kids can still go play at the park, but I know a lot of the teenagers get off school, it's raining, it's been raining for, 82 months. And they wanna go hang out in the bathrooms, and that's when they get vandalized. There's not, even though we have cameras outside the bathrooms, we can't say, oh, this person came out, so it must have been them, we can't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
can't do
And
that.
we can't have them inside of that.
Right,
We can't have
so
them
I
locked in
think, and then I can have my public works guys still go clean the bathrooms, make sure that they're maintained. The RV dump needs to be winterized, that froze over a couple times last year, we don't get a lot of revenue from that. I know Sarah got a revenue report, there wasn't $500, $480.
No, it was $200 is what we made from November to January.
Yeah,
last year.
after a profit, like after our profit and loss, but I think it was like 480 was what we made in like revenue. You
Mhm.
guys could vote to keep maybe the kitchen open. So that way, people could do events with the kitchen. I don't see a problem with that. The guys can go down after an event, and because there's not a lot of places to have birthday parties and stuff like that here, so. I guess those.
That's
should
a
be two
really
separate
good
votes.
point.
For a problem with the water, you have to hold the
restrooms, so if you go.
Not at the
Yeah.
kitchen, but I know the only RV site that's winterized is the park host. So if we shut down water altogether, we're not gonna have issues, and I know there were several big expenses
Mhm.
that we saw last winter. I didn't pull them up like item for item, but I think there was like $700 or $800 in expenses. And that could have been like stuff that we needed to take care of from summer, but I feel like there was several issues last year with the pipes and stuff.
Yeah.
And leave the kitchen open, we'll have to have the bathrooms open.
Yeah.
Well, the kitchen will only stay open for someone that's gonna rent the kitchen online, and then they can get the code to the bathroom.
Mhm.
And the code to the bathroom's already kind of floating around out there, so we might need to change those, but we'll still have the guys go down there and check the bathrooms out daily, just to make sure that nobody got in and got locked or whatever.
Okay.
So we're not deciding that the bathrooms are closed for the winter, we're just, they're open if somebody is.
Only for an event.
Renting the kitchen.
Well, if you guys decide, I guess there's a twofold question, do you guys want to close the park, which we will lock the gates, there'll be no camping, there'll be no RVs. And then the other question would be, do you want to close the kitchen as well? So if that's the case, then someone would have to be out there to open up the gates and close the gates, which isn't that big of a deal. And I don't think we really had that much kitchen activity last year, but
Mm-mm.
it's up to you guys, and it's just a recommendation at council, and we'll kind of go from there, so.
And Gary makes a really good point because he was talking about leaving the water on.
Water on, you have to have, so if you use in the kitchen, right?
Right, so the water would get turned off to all the RV spots regardless.
Yeah.
The kitchen is separate.
Okay.
The bathrooms, the water would need to stay on, and so the only time that someone would be able to use the kitchen is if they rented through us.
Right.
And we would get a notification in the office, so at that point, we could either say it's the weekend, we're not driving out, we reach out to them, cancel it, or if it's a Friday or something. Or we just say, no, it's closed altogether, so.
Well, we only had 2 reservations on the kitchen this last year throughout the winter.
So it's whatever you guys want to.
So
January.
I take my grandson to the park, but I always make sure he goes to the bathroom first. We never go in the bathroom. So a kid goes in the bathroom, what's the problem getting out? There's, the bar's too high or?
So there's a metal piece that goes on the very, very top, and that's how they've been able to keep the door to stay open, because if you don't, then once you go in, you get locked inside.
But why? I think it's because the bar's too high.
It's the
If you're a little.
panel is what I heard, that it was a problem with the electrical part.
I think it's the kids aren't strong enough to push the thing out.
The crash bar or? the-
Yeah.
The crash mark.
I could be wrong, but yeah, they're getting locked in there.
Well, my cat, you had the right idea last month.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, you can't close them down
Yeah.
in the winter then.
Yeah, I know.
No door.
Unless it's a deadbolt, just
Yeah.
deadbolt it in the winter and throw the deadbolt out so the door won't lock or something.
So if people do rent the kitchen, then if they get the code and everything, then we'll have to have somebody around there in case they do get locked in there.
I mean, I would want the people with,
How
you
you
know,
think?
their
Yeah.
kids missing and there's a birthday party. I mean,
And if they're that small, where's the parent?
yeah.
Yeah, well,
You know,
Yeah,
Yeah, we can close the kitchen, like Sarah said, we had 2 reservations last year. I have no problem with it.
I think-
That's one more thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
I
are
do.
2 events that I know of that are gonna happen in November and December. That's,
What do we have?
one is the veterans parade thing is gonna end at the wall. That's on the 8th of November, and then Veterans Day itself on the 11th is a ceremony.
Mhm.
So.
So we can-
The gate open.
We can open it because that's one thing with the quad parade, the park will be open during those times of that. So we can do the same thing for that.
Okay. So what we're wanting to do is close the park for the winter except for Veterans Day stuff.
We'll close it right after Veterans Day.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, or it's closed for, unless it's reserved.
Yeah.
You know, so it's gonna stay online, right? So there's somebody from Oregon that wants to camp here, they get hold of the city and they'll be able to camp.
No
No,
camping.
because again, we don't have a park host, we don't, we don't have anything.
Right.
We're gonna shut the water off, so yeah, we would completely shut down all of the RV spots and tent spots.
So the only kind of reservation that could be made is for the kitchen.
If that's what you guys choose to do, but that's what
But,
we're saying,
yeah.
so there's 2 votes here, vote to close the RV and the tents, and then another vote to close the kitchen as well. And people could always reach out, the Lions Club could always reach out and be like, hey, I know you guys are closed, but I need it for a weekend.
Yeah.
Great, we can do something like that, there, we can make exceptions.
Yeah, a local family day.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just somebody's gonna have to be there in case kids do get locked in there, because sometimes it's dads with daughters and they send their daughters into the girls' bathroom.
We can put on our website too, like, we'll just close the kitchen down and put, please contact City Hall with questions regarding reservations on kitchen, and we can do it case
By case.
by case, if it's during the week and we're gonna be here. If it's on the weekend, we got one of the guys that'll go check afterwards, make sure everything's okay. As long as it's not too cold, and we turn the water on, or we just shut it down altogether.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'll make a motion that after Veterans Day, we close the park down,
Second,
Okay, there's that.
period.
The whole.
We don't, yeah, shut her down.
no kitchen.
And second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Day.
Opposed?
But I think you should shut down that RV and all that dumpster. But have the availability to use the kitchen and stuff.
The only problem is the liability with the bathroom.
Well, it has anything.
Motion carries.
And it's ultimately.
Energy recorder.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted,
And
yeah.
it's ultimately in council's hands, I will get it on the next agenda, and I'll let them know, that there was people that wanted to keep the kitchen open and kind of.
So traditionally, when does it reopen? What's the month that?
I think we can start looking into February, Sarah's saying the beginning of spring, but if it's gonna start, I think this winter is gonna be brutal. So I think we can start looking at it in February and just do like updates, at council, or as soon as the weather starts to clear up.
Yeah.
No longer freezing. So June.
Yeah, June 21st, that's exactly when it stopped raining last year, it's like literally solstice to,
Father's Day.
not to solstice, but to equinox.
Well, we all just need to plant our stuff so we can get that last freeze after that, and then it'll be fine.
All right, so that brings us to the dump station winterization. If we winterize the dump station, then we'll save more money in the long run because less stuff will break.
Do it.
Yeah.
I move that we winterize it.
I second it.
All in favor?
I,
All opposed? Motion carries.
Do it.
Okay.
Or maybe 2 work orders tomorrow for that, for the guys, for the dates and everything. Yeah.
All right. On to the Santa Quad Parade. The mayor has approved for Park Board to help out with the quad parade. So we don't even have to have a vote. And so we have a bunch of different jobs that will be accumulating. I want you guys to think about different things that we could be doing to help out. You will have a paper in your packet that goes over some of the jobs that the mayor is going to be doing, supplying the cookies, hot chocolate, cider, candy, hand warmers. She's paying for these out of her own pocket. I do want that noted. She's gonna look into gingerbread house kits or cookie decorating kits and lighted candy canes for walking path. Now, we don't have a whole lot of money to put into it, so we're gonna be trying to raise money, every year just to make it a little bit better. But one of her goals is to get it close to being like, if you guys have been to the Civic Center in Longview or Bourse Park in Chehalis, Centralia, whichever city that is, Australia. They have really cool lighted sculptures, and it'd be cool if eventually we could have something like that around the park so people can take their families around the loop and they can go to like a really cool lit up thing. It'd be community, family involved. So there's a few different jobs on here. I have an event page up that I'm working on getting the back history for. There's some pictures up there. I have a lot of work to do on it to go find pictures and videos since there wasn't a page before, but I'm also going to look into a Santa tracker so we can know exactly where all the quads are. So if people want to come out of their house, if it's raining like it was, almost every year, they can come out and see it. And then Sarah will be working with Rachel to find Santa, so we can do a picture booth, and we're not going to charge for pictures. It'll be by a donation. We'll have like some sort of jar or something, and then we take pictures. We can put them all on the Facebook page for it, and then if they want the digital copy, we can email it to them. And then she's going to help out with the online registration setup, which will have 2 different boxes on it. One, to register to be in the quad parade is free. But this year we're going to have a second box that you'll be able to check to, if you want to buy a shirt, we'll have quad parade shirts. So if anybody wants to do that, they can. And we're going to start out small because we don't know how many people will want shirts. So we're going to test that out. So we can either go through Amy Archer, or we can go through the prison or the other website that we have for shirts. Gonna check to see which one is going to be the most cost effective. So we'll look into that. We could have some prizes for best decorated business, vehicle, even maybe costume. A lot of people like to wear costumes during the quad parade. And I think I might be able to get maybe Betty's to have certificates for them, because they really care about the community, and they said anytime that we need help, they're there for us. We're going to talk about having quads side by sides and lawnmowers without the mower on the bottom. And one of the thoughts was, do we want to allow motorcycles
Sherry said no,
in the
right?
parade?
She wanted it up to the park. She wanted it up to the board. So,
the Quad Parade is now ours to manage. We will be, it should be noted that we're slowly going to be coming up with different events. We need to come up with more money to be raised for the park, and events are the best way to do that. Also brings the community together. So like what you're saying, you want to fix up that place. There's a lot that needs to be done at Kimball Center right now. The boat launch, when different things need to be done there, like all these things. And then there's other areas around town we can fix up. That falls on us. So if we get this nailed down good, then each year, like Elizabeth was saying, we can make it better and better.
So last month we talked about it. And we said we wanted to talk to the person who ran it. before.
Nora. And I did reach out to Nora, and she doesn't want to be in charge of it. She wants a committee, so us, to help with stuff, and then she can help out where she can. She just mainly wants to be a volunteer for it.
And the mayor's in charge of this then?
For this year.
Okay.
Yep. And then it's us after.
That was my concern, is that,
Yeah.
that we weren't gonna leave her out because.
Nope, she is fully on board.
So what happens, say, because I've always been gone, but I'll be here this December. So where are they gonna start?
So they always start at the middle school. It'll be at 4 p.m. is when everybody's starting to line up. And then they'll depart at 5.
Okay.
And then they'll go through all the lower levels of the streets, basically in a zigzag pattern. And then we'll end up at the park. And then that's where Sherry will have the hot cocoa and the candy canes and cookies and stuff like that with a fire.
Is that the tree lighting too? Or?
Yeah, and that's the tree lighting too. So it'll be the first Saturday in December.
6.
Okay, I will be gone.
It's okay. It's during the holiday season, so it's definitely a hard.
So. Is it bad to ask the kids to pay $1 to enter their quad in a Christmas parade since we're trying to raise money?
Well, I'm not sure. Every year before it was free. I figured this year we could start somewhere with something.
How many kids did they have last year?
A bag of food, like a donation. Food or something.
The only problem with that is that people have allergies, and so we can't bake anything.
No, I meant like to give a food bank,
Oh,
that kind of
like
thing.
have people like food drive.
Turkey bingos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You
good,
come in,
something,
Give us a can of food and we'll give you a bagel clear,
yeah.
or $1.
Mm.
And
Whoever gives the most
Yeah.
food gets a.
and then we give all the money, Lions Club gives it all to neighbors.
I think doing shirts this year, if we look at the prison, the shirts were really cheap. They were like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
So if we can sell shirts at like $25 or $30 for the event, I think we get our profit there.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a big event that's gonna bring profit. I think it's more just bringing the community together.
Holidays,
Yeah.
make it
An
fun.
ugly sweat, the ugly sweater deal.
Yeah.
They have a prize for this.
We do.
Where do you guys plan on getting prizes from? Because
We do have, it would be a costume for the quad parade stuff. Betty's is usually really good about wanting to give certificates as prizes.
What
for
about the
things.
new first store in town for ugly sweater contest? I think that's a great idea. Like ugly Christmas sweater.
So have 4 possible different prizes. I mean, we might have to find another, I don't know if Betty's would be willing to do 4, but we could find maybe another sponsor to do, maybe Dan.
So we're not gonna wanna ask for a lot of sponsors for an event that's not bringing in a lot of revenue. I think this year,
Yeah.
instead of focusing on revenue, we just focus on community. I mean, that's just my opinion. You can do whatever you want. It's
Yeah.
your show, but
Yeah.
until we figure out a way to make revenue for this, cause it could just be the shirts. We could be like, we're gonna sell a crap ton of shirts.
Yeah.
And then we can, cause like we already knew with
Yeah.
the walk in the park, like kind of, we knew.
Yeah,
And then it's a big event, we could turn this into a bigger event and then get more sponsors, but without enough. We don't wanna go out and ask, I mean, I guess it depends, yeah, I guess it depends on your relationship with these people, like with Betty's. But if we can get 2 or 3 and, just for fun
Yeah.
and do like best dressed or whatever. And then see, how the pictures with Santa go.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a great one because it'll be by donation only. So if we see that we're getting, you know, a ton of stuff, maybe next year we have $5 to, you know, do. I know that the high school, when they do theirs, it's like $25.
Right, I think you guys just should do a trial run and make it more community, but it's, the city can't pay for prizes if there's not solid revenue coming in. It's the only problem, because I think
agree.
that gifting of funds.
What we could do is, because Sherry and you had discussed best decorated business and best vehicle, we could just do a recognition,
Yeah.
like a certificate type thing, and that way, like,
Yeah.
they put in the effort, but then it's, hey, this is from us to you, congratulations, you have the best vehicle, you have the best decorated business. Like, I mean, Christmas time, I feel like, is supposed to be all about community and family and fun and appreciation.
Giving of, not giving
Yeah.
of gifts and like giving of stuff, but giving of joy and,
Exactly.
you know, like.
So I think, I
Happiness.
personally think that would be enough for people.
Yeah, you don't wanna charge it.
Like the
Singing
the Christmas carol.
Jingle bells at them
Yes.
would be
Mhm.
amazing, they would not.
So that's another thing, we're working with the high school band to see if they can lend us some of their choir people or any of the band people playing. Now, they do have a performance that morning. So that's why they're not sure yet how many they could lend us, if they can or can't. As we get closer, we'll know more. The other option is Tessie at Senior Center, and have just a few people from the community that want to join to do
Give
karaoke.
a volunteer hours to come out.
Okay.
My question is, so the quad parade, they end at the park, right?
Yes. Mhm.
So then what is happening with everyone once they're at the park? Is it redirected, everybody's gonna
No.
be decorating?
So the kitchen's gonna be decked out. That's where Sherry's got the cookies, the hot chocolate, the cider, the candy. If she can, she's gonna get hand warmers, carolers, if we can have that, like, all of that will be at the park in the kitchen. There's gonna be a fire going, like, it's gonna be a community thing, and then we'll do the tree lighting.
Now, I have a question, kind of reminds me, just the whole thing reminds me of, if you ever remember Willie T's
I love Willie
pumpkin patch, you go there and then they have like little face cutouts.
Yes.
What if we
Yeah.
had something like
So
that?
that's another thing the mayor was talking about, having the wood shop, donate, like the kids could do the volunteer hours. She even said that she would pay for the wood that they need to make cutouts, so we could do that for pictures for fun.
Yeah, and then I could volunteer my skills to paint some elf bodies
Yeah,
and some wood,
yeah.
maybe even a headless Santa on a quad, you can stick your head in the cute.
And then I was gonna ask you if you would take pictures since you have a camera and you're
Yes.
good at taking.
Yes, I'll take pictures.
I will.
My Nikon.
I will put that here.
So they go all through the streets, they end up at the boat launch, they light the tree.
Yeah, end up at the park.
Yeah.
Used to end up at the boat.
Okay, so it's gonna end at the park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year was the first year that they ended at the park. Before that, it was the boat launch. But the boat launch kind of had a lot of different issues over there. So, and there's,
That'll give me an excuse to buy a lens for it.
That'd be
Now,
great.
There is one issue that has come up in the past. Not for a quad parade or anything, but for the park. Being used in the winter when it's pouring down rain after a few weeks, it's soft.
yes.
You don't want a bunch of people driving around.
Another reason why we want to close it, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why she wants to do the lighted candy canes, is to make a path. This is the path, do not go off the path type of thing. Yes.
City will send you a bill.
Not me, I won't do it. No.
So I want you guys to think about any jobs that you think that could go on this, anything that you'd be interested in. We do have some things, if anybody wants to say yes to them now, I'll write your name down for it. So I'll just say a few things, and then if you guys want, just let me know. We will need somebody to help with the hot chocolate setup in the area. Just get all that and the cookies and the candy canes, everything just all pretty and set up in there.
Mike's gonna be Santa Claus, he said.
I want to
I
mention.
would love that. I would love that.
I wanted to mention, I'm
I
working
think that's
on
what I said too, I was like, Dan.
Yeah, and then she's also working on the flyer, for the quad parade, which will go on the website after we get the, forms all ready to go. So if anybody wants to do the hot chocolate setup, or, we definitely need somebody to start the fire and monitor it so that kids aren't running to it. Okay. Perfect. And then if Sherry needs help with tables being decorated, if anybody wants to do that. And if you hear anything on this list and then you want to tell me after, that's fine too. And then I have the clipboard to get all the emails down for if anybody wants the digital copy. Keep it in order so we're not sending the wrong pictures to the wrong families. And then Sarah and I are going to test all the light bulbs to make sure that we replace the ones that are broken before we even get to that part. We will need a panel of 4 judges to judge for the costume contest, the whichever vehicles decorate the best, whichever businesses decorate the best. I'm not sure we can be those judges, especially if any of us have a vehicle in the quad parade. Kind of conflict of interest. So we will probably need 4 outside people.
Can you just grab people there? Grab some kids, little kids.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be great.
As far as registration, we've never had registration. One of the beauties of the quad parades. It's open, yeah.
It's an insurance liability.
No, there was,
There's
yeah.
a form. There was a form last year.
Yeah, there was a form last year. It's online. It's super easy. If you literally just scan it, you put your name and just put, if I fall off my quad, I'm not suing the city. And it's a little bit more legal than that, but that's basically what it is. Yeah, it's just the indemnity clause in there. We are high tech now.
Legal, so.
It is.
And then we're gonna get the Chronicle involved. We can talk to Owen and see if he can write something up. We can also, as a possibility, if we wanted to use funds for it, get something in the Chronicle to tell everybody in Lewis County to come to our quad parade. If that is something you guys want to do, just know that it's an option.
I think that would be cute. I think that would really start a tradition. You're gonna get people from, do we want this to be small town Toledo, or do we want it to be bigger? That's gonna be.
If you guys do get it bigger, then you can put in for hotel motel funds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you
Yeah,
want?
and if we did, we could use hotel motel funds for that listing as well.
Okay.
And possibly other items needed. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's correct.
Do we have a cost idea of how much it would be to go in the newspaper? Does anybody?
Probably $50.
Okay.
I mean, it's you're paying per letter,
Yeah.
so I could keep it really small.
Okay.
But I mean, I could probably spend $100 on a cute little write-up, so you guys just have to give me what you got, and I can do what I need to do.
And this would be with the walk in the park funds, right?
No, this would be hotel motel funds.
Hotel motel funds, okay. So do we want to vote on that today to get it started, to get ready, since we're in October? You guys want? Can I get a motion from anybody who
Well, we've got.
wants to put the quad parade in the Chronicle? A motion to
I motion to.
use funds for the Chronicle
Oh, yes,
for an article.
for an article.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Sorry.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries.
So who leads this?
There, Grand Marshal will lead it.
Yeah,
And we gotta find the grand marshal.
We need a Grand Marshal, so we need somebody to be in the front.
Just.
so you don't use the police like you do,
It has been the police.
yeah,
We don't have police.
well, I know that.
They probably won't do it. They don't do extra stuff there. I mean, they
have to get paid for it.
yeah,
And
so,
nice like our old police.
well, it's hard for them too, because then they have to bring someone else in to to do that stuff. So like even when we have other events, it's hard for them because they have to bring extra people on staff.
Too bad we couldn't ask a police officer from a different county.
So the grand marshal has to be somebody that's in a regular vehicle, right?
I don't know. I don't know all those details yet.
Okay.
I was sidetracked that day, so I didn't
I do have the
get.
other.
I will need to meet, so I have to send an update to Sherry tonight or tomorrow morning to let her know what we've got going after the meeting we had. I can get that information from her.
Okay, awesome. And I'll just start here. Okay, are there any jobs you guys can think of that you want to add on or that you want to accept to be in charge of?
I watch it. Big deal. I got just stuff on that weekend, so I can come and say hi.
You can say hi.
Yeah.
I'm judge, costume, or best squad or whatever. I'll make my wife get involved. She's the artist. So,
Yeah, my husband and I will be there.
Yeah.
So you can
Awesome.
just put us to work with what you need.
Okay.
Not
so
with
we'll
kids.
do that.
I'll help with the hot chocolate that, but I do know, I don't have time to be in charge of it and organize it and all. of
Okay.
that.
Saying we'll show up.
The
and tell us what
volunteer.
to do.
Okay. And I'll try to make this a much better list all the way down. And the next meeting that we have, if you guys thought about it and you for sure want to do any of this stuff, just let me know and then we'll put names down. All right, does anybody have anything else that they want to say about the quad parade before we move on?
So you're doing like for costumes and best quad, are you doing certificate ribbons?
So I'll talk to Betty's
Okay.
about certificates, because they're very open. They would have given us even more for the walk in the park, if we needed. She's a really great person.
Okay, don't forget the cheese guys and the yogurt
Dan Anderson's definitely gonna be on my list, for sure.
as far as prizes or whatever.
Do they,
They want both that stuff.
Yeah.
do they throw candy out too?
Candy canes.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Because grandma's candy, I
Candy.
prefer not, I prefer candy all over the street, guys, because then I have to send my guys out to pick it up.
Honestly, it's like when they do it, it's dark, usually raining.
Yeah. And everything gets yuck. But we'll have it at that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
just go on the, like,
It'll be fine.
yeah.
Well, make sure you advertise that. Yeah.
No candy thrown. Do we have that on the paper?
I can put it on the paper.
Okay.
And we can also announce it, like, when people are laying it, don't throw candy unless you wanna come back.
Yeah.
We have to pick it up.
Okay, now we can go to the Small Works MRSC ADA Park bathroom doors.
Well, before you do that, did you decide the last item on this, or is it just quads?
Oh, if we want to have motorcycles,
No,
On over motorcycles.
it's kind of not the best weather to be riding.
no, a motorcycle and they take over the whole.
Yep.
Never
Never wanna gear 'em up.
Yeah, these and all.
I vote on that. Yeah,
They just said no.
perfect. No voting. All right.
Okay, so this is quick. I've been super busy. Things have been pretty chaotic here. I went to training, so I do have information. Rachel reached out to where is this guy from? MRSC, or MRSA. And so he gave me some options. He told us what we are needing. There is a possibility we may be able to do it ourselves. So it's gonna be, I just need to talk to Public Works, see if they can help. If not, then I have some options and then I will be working on this. So by next month, I'll have an update. I finally got some help in there. Things are starting to settle down.
Where'd you go to?
We went to Chelan.
Was
Yeah.
it on, it was on fire?
It was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Still on fire?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got there Monday. It was kind of, or Sunday, it was kind of smoky. Monday was
Smoked out.
really smoky. Like we woke up smelling the smoke at like 4 a.m.
Oh my god.
And then like you could not see across the lake. And then Tuesday it was clear as like could be, you could see for miles. And then yeah, because it rained Monday night. And then Wednesday was back to smoky again, and we had to go like, we had a huge detour because we went the opposite way and around into like
Yeah, we
no
couldn't go
man's
through-
land.
we couldn't go through Spokane, couldn't go straight down the 12, yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
it was beautiful scenery. We enjoyed that.
Okay.
Except the Hills of Ice part.
That sounds creepy.
It was.
Joe, I did have a question for you. Were you able to find any kind of grants that work for the city?
I'm not, yeah, did you get my email?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Okay, maybe I don't have your right email. I wonder. I used the one that you gave me, but I didn't get a response back. Most of the foundations will not do cities. They will do nonprofits. It becomes a problem that the nonprofit does not own the property that the doors are on. That makes any sense?
Yeah.
Public. I have not at this point been able to, the one that I had lined up, want a signed contract. But the city doesn't work that way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
By the time it was due, how are you gonna have 3 bids and we don't even know how much they're costing yet?
Yeah.
Right, and the
So-
problem is finding people to actually give us a bid, because a lot of places don't do ADA doors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be cheapest to actually get the doors and reinstall them. I don't think it's the width of the doors. I think it's just the doors themselves. I think the width is fine, so if we can just get the guys to buy the doors, buy the hardware and have them install it, I think we can afford to do it ourselves,
Okay.
honestly.
And they probably need the push button for people that are handicapped to
Yeah.
open the door if you're in a wheelchair.
I don't know that we're gonna be able to get electricity down there, but I think we can at least get like the push. And then the things up top that kind of, it's like an easy glide, I don't know if that's what you call it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
We start doing electricity down there, we need people
Don't
and,
you have electricity in the bathroom? You do.
yeah, but I don't know,
Being able to wire it
through the door and all that stuff is.
yeah. We can definitely look into it.
Key code on battery?
The key code's on a battery.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main problem is the door handle is too high. And I think a lot of that's why the kids are having problems too, because they're trying to pull the door handle, but the door handle is not ADA compliant because it's not low enough for someone in a wheelchair. So I think there's a whole lot of issues with the door.
Oh, door.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Takes care of the problem.
Let's get one of those mall things, like when it's closed, just clack, 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 clack.
Stores.
The lock on it.
Yeah.
All right, then since we're putting a pause on that till next meeting, let's move on to the walk in the park. The only thing that we're gonna be doing today for that is picking out a day. So this coming September for next year, the weekend, the first weekend in September does fall on the holiday. Do we want to keep it in September, knowing that it's most likely going to rain? Do we want it to go into August, towards the end of August? What are your guys' thoughts on the date?
I'm ambiguous.
There's a lot going on in August.
Why wouldn't you guys do it right after Cheese Days? People are down,
I
it's
think it would be during cheese days, honestly.
Cheese Days has the all year reunion on the Sunday. And Saturday has so many events there. If we do it on Cheese Days,
it'll
then
get swallowed.
it'll get swallowed. People aren't going to show up because they're going to go to all the other things. And that's
It's good. I think it's good. I don't care that it's sprinkling a little bit. It's never been. a
But
problem.
we have people not show up because it's raining, so we don't care, but I feel like the majority of the people that plan to come. The last couple of years didn't come and they specifically said we didn't wanna go stand out in the rain.
plus the vendors took a hit for the day in the park because it was raining and, well, we're gonna have vendors for next year, so we wanna be able to make sure that people will wanna come to it even, I know it's hit or miss, September, rain, not rain, but I did hear a few people say that it always rains on that day.
It has, since I've been here, it has.
Yeah,
So do we want to do the last September of August, or
we-
last Saturday of August?
we could do the last Saturday in August if you guys want to do that.
It's so hot.
Getting ready for school.
Well, we're either gonna have hot weather
Long weekend.
and people complaining, or we're gonna have rainy weather and people
Yeah.
complaining, so we have to like I mean,
Yeah, just think about Finland. They had their 8 day, it rains almost every year.
time.
it does.
Every year.
Why don't you put it on Facebook and do like a survey,
Oh,
you know, ask their boarding walk, or even on the City of Toledo page and say.
That's the boardies, what are they?
But,
Yeah,
okay, and it also
Or
needs to
that.
be mentioned that this is gonna be a set date. This is gonna be a set date moving forward.
Yeah, we're not gonna change it every year after
Yes, it's gonna be whatever Saturday we choose, if it's the first Saturday, second Saturday, third Saturday of September, what have you, or in August. It's gonna be that Saturday.
It's.
Yeah.
When we started switching to the early part of September, we said it's the first Saturday after Labor Day. So that'll be the 12th this time.
Oh,
So it
first
is-
Saturday after Labor Day? Okay, so everybody was talking last month that it was the first Saturday of the month, and that's where the discussion got out of hand and everybody was frustrated. So if it's the first Saturday after Labor Day, then I mean, if no one wants to change it, we can leave it at that. We just,
It just always rains.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. So do we want the rain or do we want a chance at having nicer weather?
Get out umbrellas, say Esther.
Ask the boardies.
yeah.
Let the boardies decide.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then if they wanna do a survey on there, then I can do that too.
October was pretty nice, except for those last few days, cause they got all those apple fests. Don't have theirs and.
well, and we do live in Washington, so weather, you never know. We just had a possible tornado the other day and then it was clear blue skies the next day,
I
so.
know, it's all 72.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to ask the boardies and then do a survey.
That's
So
what I'll
it's
do.
the day in the park and the walk in the park gonna be on different weekends.
I don't think the day in the
That's part of our
parks.
discussion.
Yeah.
So the walk in the park, guys, the walk in the park is gonna come back around for discussion in January. There's a lot to decide and we wanna make sure that we have everything put together. So what was left over from the discussion last month was we would like, well, everybody kind of agreed that we would combine them under stipulations. However, that has to go back to council. Because council agreed to separate the events. If they go back together as one event, then there will be specific stipulations that are outlined. And then moving forward, how is that gonna look? Are they gonna be separate or are they gonna be combined in? So all of this will happen after the first of the year. We've spent a lot of time on this in the last handful of months. I think we have other things that we need to focus on moving forward for a little bit. And we have the holidays coming up too.
Can I ask a question? Has it gone back to the city, the walk in the park, or, you know, that's.
The
What do you
walk,
mean?
the walk in the park, it is the city. The day in the park was separate, but if we have the event where we have vendors, it will just be the walk in the park, no day in the park. So it'll just all be one thing, but it'll be called the walk in the park.
City of Toledo, or the city council wants nothing to do with the day in the park. That's why they separated it.
Mhm.
And then there was issues.
So there will be no walking day.
No day.
No day.
So that's, yeah,
Issues at this last event.
So
also.
we just call it and have vendors, call it.
Walk in the park, yeah.
The board.
well, okay, so what Rachel Phillips wanted to do is she is willing to bring her portion in and help. And combine with us so that those funds can go to the park. So that's
Funds
where,
isn't the issue is the problems that.
yes, and so that's where it has to go back to council to outline if that happens, these are the specific stipulations that will take place.
Alright. Well, let's table the date until next month after I talk to the family and possibly get a survey. Do we have other business we want to talk about?
Last page.
Oh, that is. Yeah, where'd that go? So that is because, the boulder
Oh, yeah.
concern at the splash pad got brought up by the park host and some other people commented on it. We reached back out there. It's enter at your own risk. They've checked it out. There's no need for concern. Rachel did do a little thing saying, of course, enter at your own risk type thing.
Rocks are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that covers us as a city for any potential liability that they were concerned about. So case closed.
Also,
You're gonna get a policeman no matter what you do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also would like to make note that the box that you put the coins in to make the splash pad work, the painting on it has actually disappeared. So you can see some of the letters, but not all of the letters.
That's okay, it's just green now.
Well,
No.
Yeah, you just push the button, it's, you don't care. Yeah.
I know that there is a side on it that does talk about safety and your own risk stuff.
There's a little laminated one now, so.
Yeah.
So the.
Hopefully they put it
the
up.
thing now is
Yeah.
free, right?
Yeah.
How would we get over the hurdle of giving away city money or whatever?
Gifting of funds,
Yeah.
I think it's like 12 seconds of water,
Right.
but yeah.
I know.
There's,
Our
it isn't,
proposal had been that if there is a big issue with that, Vision Toledo can pay the monthly water bill that would be incurred from that, but I don't see that was ever really.
Yeah. 12 seconds of water,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, is it something that? I don't know.
all the other cities do it and don't charge. They've got a flash,
Stop it.
flash park over there in Longview, they don't charge.
Stopped watering the fields on the baseball fields and, you know.
Oh my goodness.
All right, any other business? Almost. We skip
So
over.
much benefits.
Make a motion?
Make a motion, we get.
I
second it.
Public input then. Joe, do you have any more public input?
No,
All right,
don't think.
motion,
She made a motion, I seconded it.
all in favor?
I
All opposed? Adjourned. Yay.
Oh,